Justin Trudeau, I don't want to swear, but you screwed this country up big time, man. Canadians can't even buy a house. Canadians can't even get a job. You brought in unsustainable amount of people from abroad. You haven't built any housing or any industry, and everybody's flocking to the big cities. It's weird for me to complain because I'm from a small town, but I came to Vancouver. It's fucking tough for you guys out here, man. Like, I don't know how you guys live in the big cities. Go to the small towns. Like, small towns, there's a lot of job opportunities in small towns. Like, here there's scarcity, but in small towns it's abundant. People need workers, right? For hell's sakes, when my parents came to Canada, my mom was a head cook in E&W, and my dad was like a lead head in packing stuff in Canadian Tire. I don't know the exact job, but they were able to have a house, have kids, send them to school. Frick, you got a couple living in shared accommodation with other people and in one room. How the hell do you expect people to have kids? And then they say, oh, we need immigrants because people are not having enough kids. Well, if stuff was more affordable, you could have 2-3 kids. I'm not saying Pierre is totally perfect. Pierre Poilievre is totally perfect, but it's better than what we have right now. If stuff's affordable, we'll start having a baby boom. People will probably start having a lot of kids because a lot of kids just haven't been being born in Canada and the West in general, right? Nothing against LGBTQ and stuff, but there's a lot of people. I believe there's people that are born not straight, but teaching kids at a young age and having this in their heads, you tell a kid that they're a superhero or whatever, or you're a dog, this and that from a very young age, that can kind of twist the mindset of a child. I took gender studies and I've seen how even corn has affected certain individuals. They watch some certain messed up stuff and they commit the action, unfortunately. But that's besides the point. Our society is messed up. Like the homelessness issue, all this is all messed up, right? But one thing I'm seeing is there's a lot of homeless people on the streets. That's one thing that I really like about Asian culture, such as Chinese, East Asian, South Asian cultures, Middle Eastern cultures, is we don't really kick our kids out from a very young age, when they're 18, and then make them live paycheck to paycheck. There's a support network, and I'm not trying to say anything to white folks like as something to put it down, because this was a common thing in a lot of European cultures in Canada back then, multi-generational families. It keeps a strong family, but don't just kick your kids out. They're not going to be able to get married, have kids, and live a good life. You're basically making your child have high chances of being homeless or being a drug addict. But the point stands is, what the hell, man? Like, what happened to this country in 8 years, right? It might sound funny, be like, well, you're Indian and this and that. Have you seen yourself? Shut up. I was born here. My parents made a life here, this and that. I've seen the changes, right? I've seen the changes. My family's been here since the 80s, so we've seen what's going on. Whether someone wants to say, oh, you're Canadian or not, I don't care, man. I don't care what people say. Racism is a thing. There's some people that are not going to consider that I'm Canadian, even when 2100 comes along. But that doesn't change the fact. Whether I wish to speak about the issues I see or not, I can, regardless of what other people say. And I like to share my thoughts. And most people tend to agree. Race is a social construct. Whether we're Canadians, this or not, we've been divided purposefully. United we stand, divided we fall. Race is a freaking social construct. It doesn't make any sense. If you want to consider race as a thing, there's only 4 major races. 5, the 5th one's a minor one. There's only 4 major races in regards to skull shapes. But we've created multiple freaking races. It's all a scheme to divide us. We all have to eat. We all have to provide for our family. We all feel pain. We all feel happiness. We all feel, sorrow, anger. Why can't we just look past skin color and see the real issues at hand and not picking certain sides based on what benefits us? Because it harms all of us at the end of the day as one. That is a fact. That is a fact. Everyone's being harmed. There is no lower class or middle class anymore. The middle class is not a middle class anymore. They are below the middleness. And the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. This is something that we heard about in the States, and it's something that's happening in Canada. There is definitely this thing that's going on where we've become lazy. I've seen it in BC. A lot of Sikhs used to work in the forest industry. When they used to use the hands of a man, when stuff was manufacturing, forest industry, they used to use people as workers. We're not being replaced by immigrants. We're being replaced by machinery. We're being replaced by, yes, you can say that, because immigrants can work at a lower wage. Canadians do not want to work at a wage which they cannot survive at. Then kids need to. We have to. Before, a lot of people that used to go to college or university back in the day, they could go straight into fast food if they wanted to. They could work at a grocery store. They could work at a mill. But now the mills are all using machines now, right? Machines are the big danger for us because they've made us freaking lazy. Sit down, order your food, skip the dishes, Uber Eats, DoorDash. Don't have to go grab your food. It's made us freaking lazy. Obesity has increased, and everything that's promoted to us is all junk. Nothing healthy. Nothing healthy ever. Right? So minimum wages are reduced, and then even the immigrants get exploited. It's not, don't be proud. A lot of immigrants are proud. Oh, we're the only ones doing the work. No. You're working here, and a lot of you are actually even saying we were better in our homeland, so there's nothing to be proud about being exploited. So the harm is both for immigrants and Canadians, because a lot of immigrants are coming here. They're like, what the hell? There's refugees on the streets of Toronto. I've seen videos that they're saying it was better for us that are coming from war torn countries. They're like, it was better for us to be back there. They can't go back because they're like, it was better for us to be killed naturally in war than it was to just die being homeless. Like, we are being given a false promise and we're just on the streets being homeless and we're dying out of hunger. That's the worst thing. That's the worst way to die. I don't blame him. It's better to die in natural wars than being died with a fake promise. It's sad, man.